Hello friends and welcome to my channel. Today I want to be talking about a brand that's a favorite of mine, which is called the Outset. In addition, I want to talk about the products that I have finished off for the month, as well as some other favorites and some failures that I've come across this month. So let's get started. First, a little bit of information about me. I'm 58 years old and I have very sensitive and dry skin. I have never had any kind of work done on my face, like injections or surgery, and I do not intend to ever have any kind of work like that done on my skin. In addition, my skin is so sensitive that I've not been able to use any products like retinol or anything else that tends to be especially harsh on people's skin. But I am hoping that with the use of certain kinds of more gentle skincare products as well as makeup products, that I can look a little bit fresher and maybe even a little bit younger. I've tried out hundreds of skincare products over the past 2 years, and so I have a lot to compare everything against that I'm trying out for the first time. And the products that don't work out for me, I send on to my friend Ellen, I went to high school with, so she's about my age, and she also has very sensitive skin. My feeling is that if I don't work out with a product, and then if I send it on to her, and she doesn't like it either, then we can feel pretty confident that this may be a product that's not going to work out for a lot of other people as well. So let's talk a little bit first about one of my favorite skincare brands, which is called the Outset. So they have 8 products available so far, and they are sold on their website as well as at Sephora. They launched at the beginning of 2022, so they're just a little bit over a year old. And this is a brand that was conceptualized and launched by Scarlett Johansson. So she has been interested in skincare for quite a long time. I found some articles from 2013 talking about how difficult her skin was and that she had had a lot of rashes, and that when she went to dermatologists, that in a lot of cases they prescribed things that were much too harsh for her skin, and that she had spent a lot of time trying to find things that were gentle enough to bring her skin back into balance. So I actually think that she has a legitimate interest in skincare issues. So the way that I first found out about the Outset was that before the company was even launched, Scarlett Johansson did an interview with Bobbi Brown on Facebook. What she said in the interview was that early on I got a lot of, not pressure, but there definitely was a push to license my name and exist within a larger corporation. And I met with a lot of those guys, the bigwigs. And I could have just cherry-picked my responsibilities and how I wanted to participate. But it became clear to me that I wasn't going to be able to do what I wanted to, because a lot of those corporations, not that they don't have great stuff that they're doing, but they are scared of certain things. Building something from the ground up is scary, and building a clean, transparent line is scary. I wanted to feel like everything I put in the bottle was something that I would recommend to my family or put these on my own skin. And like whatever built-in audience I would have from my career as an actor, that they would know that I wasn't taking advantage of that relationship, that I wasn't counting on it or leaning on it in order to hawk a bunch of random products. And then she talked later and also in other interviews about the idea that she had very, very sensitive skin, that she often got rashes, that it was very difficult because she was often having to use products that were not good for her skin, for her job as an actress, and therefore she would have to figure out ways to get her skin back into shape really fast. And I have a lot of empathy for that, because that's kind of how I felt about putting together these videos for this YouTube channel, that I've tried an awfully lot of products, many of which are not very good for my skin at all, and that I've had to really work to figure out things that I could rely on that would make my skin better and that would bring it back to the point where it looked decent in a fairly fast period of time. And I do feel really strongly that the products from this company have been among those that have been helpful to me, that I've been able to rely on, that regardless of how messed up my skin was, that they were actually able to bring my skin back into balance again. One interesting thing about these products is a botanical alternative to hyaluronic acid. So hyaluronic acid is usually created in one of 2 ways. One is that it's either animal derived, or second, that it's derived from genetically engineered bacteria that are fermenting either wheat, corn, or soy. I have found that hyaluronic acid is something that's really, really important for my skin, and I use a whole lot of it. And I haven't found that any of the hyaluronic acid products that I have tried have been particularly problematic for me. So I think that the genetically engineered bacteria ones, while I'm theoretically concerned about them, I haven't found any practical objections to them so far. But for the Outset, she seems to be concerned about it too, because she says that they created a botanical alternative, which is called Hyalurocet complex, which she says is sourced from the seeds of the cassia flower. Our botanical alternative to hyaluronic acid delivers immediate and lasting moisture to plump, smooth, and nourish the skin. Some of these products also include squalane, which also is very frequently bioengineered or created through bioengineered microbes that are fermenting, in this case, often sugar cane. In this case, she is using olive-derived squalane, so it is more natural. It's more expensive. So there are 8 products so far in the line, and I have tried all 8 of them. The one that I have used the most and that has really turned into a part of my daily routine is the Nourishing Squalane Daily Moisturizer. So I think that it's reasonably moisturizing, but it also works well as a day moisturizer underneath my makeup, so it's not that it feels too greasy, and it seems to provide a pretty good base. I think that this is one of my favorite moisturizers. I've been kind of alternating this one with the Honest Beauty Vitamin C Moisturizer, which I'll talk about in a couple of minutes. And I think they're very similar, but this one may be better, and it certainly has ingredients that are a little more expensive in it. So I've been very happy with this. I'm almost done with this bottle. I think this may be my second bottle, and I just bought it comes with a refill container that's it's a little bit less expensive and is a little bit better for the environment, so I just bought one of those, so I intend to keep using this one. And the next one is the Outset Firming Vegan Collagen Prep Serum. So this is basically like a hyaluronic acid serum, except it has their substitute Hyalurocet in it. I use some kind of a hyaluronic acid serum twice a day, once in the morning and once at night. And I think that that's really, really important for my skin. This seems like on my skin pretty much exactly the same in terms of how it feels on my skin. It's possible that it may have more long-run benefits because it supposedly has these collagens in them and the botanical actives. And it's a little more expensive than some of the serums that I use, but again, it has it doesn't have the microbes in them that have been bioengineered, so maybe this is a little bit better. I don't mind spending a little bit extra for this, but I kind of have been rotating it because I also really like the Honest Serum and the Alpyn Beauty Serum, which I also will talk about. And then this is the Gentle Micellar Antioxidant Cleanser. So this is their basic cleanser. So it's kind of like a micellar water, but it's a gel. I'm not a big fan of micellar products for the most part. I haven't had a lot of success with them, but I do feel that that this product has been fine for me, and I think that I will probably continue to use this as the summer comes back, because it's not quite as hydrating or moisturizing as I would like for my winter products, but for the summer I think it's actually a nice light product, and I think for people that like micellar products that this might be an especially good one to try. In terms of taking off makeup, I think that my cleansing balms that are based on oils have worked a lot better, but this one works reasonably well. I think if I were 10 or 20 years younger, that maybe this would be one of my favorite makeup remover, but as it is, I'm looking for something that's a little more moisturizing. But I do use this, and I am sure that I will finish this container, and then maybe I will eventually purchase another one. And then this product is the Smoothing Vitamin C Eye and Expression Lines Cream. So I feel like as an eye cream that this is a reasonable version of it. It's been really gentle on my eyes. It offers some moisturizing. Sometimes I do put it on the lines like here. I feel like for me, when I use an eye cream, I'm usually looking for one that has anti-aging type ingredients and also caffeine in it. So caffeine because my eyes get on the puffy side, or something like bakuchiol that supposedly is helping to address the wrinkles around my eyes. So for that reason, I haven't finished this first container yet, but it's certainly a very gentle cream, and I think that for people that have less intense eye issues than I do, or maybe different eye issues than I do, it might be a good cream. And I will certainly finish this off whether or not I need to buy it. It's a little bit on the expensive side. So I probably will continue to buy other things that I think are more effective for me, but it is a good product. And then the last product that was part of their initial release is called the Outset Restorative Niacinamide Night Cream. One issue of concern with this cream is that on the ingredient list it states trifluoroacetyl tripeptide 2. And when I ran this through the EWG list a year ago, it didn't mention that as being a problem at all. But now when I run it through that list, they list it as a 10. So I was a little concerned about that. So I wrote to the Outset and asked them about why they were using this on the product. And what they wrote back was, this is an incidental ingredient, meaning that it was not added to the formula, but rather it is a trace byproduct of progeline and at a level well below what is typically reported. In an effort to be fully transparent, the Outset reports all impurities and incidentals, although it's not a requirement in the US. So this progeline is a peptide that has some literature behind it in terms of it being helpful in terms of addressing wrinkles. So obviously this night cream is designed largely to address wrinkles, although Scarlett Johansson seems to like it mostly for her. It's a very expensive hand cream, which I agree that it's a nice hand cream if you can afford it. In terms of this product and whether it includes enough Teflon type ingredients to be concerning, I've purchased by mistake a couple of other products with Teflon type ingredients in them. One was a Tom Ford brow gel, and then the other one was a Chantecaille eyeliner, and both of those did cause me to react unusually strongly, like more than almost any other products that I've used. So I do think that I'm very reactive to Teflon ingredients, and I certainly don't like the idea of having Teflon in makeup, and I don't understand why that's allowed. However, in this case, I haven't found that intuitively or in terms of how my skin has reacted, I don't feel like I've experienced any problems with this product at all. So I think it's been fine for me, and I think that they're probably being honest that this is an incidental ingredient and that it's at a really low level. On the other hand, you know, as night creams go, I think that this one has been pretty good. I don't feel like it's necessarily the best one that I found. I just did a whole video on night creams. I like this enough that I'm going to use up the rest of the container, and probably pretty soon. It's almost all gone now. And I might buy it eventually again, but it's probably not first on my list. But it wasn't first on my list before I found out about this particular ingredient in it either. So the next product is called the Outset Ultralight Moisture Boosting Oil. Maybe because it has that squalane in it, I feel that this is much different than many of the other face oils that I have used. And then in particular, when I put it on my face, either mixed with a serum or on its own, that it dries down really fast, and that it almost gives me a slightly tacky, slightly smooth surface that actually works really well as a primer for makeup. So in a lot of cases, if I'm using other kinds of oils, they don't seem like they would work very well for me at all with makeup over them, whereas this one almost seems to be better in terms of my putting on makeup than if I weren't using it at all. So I'm really impressed with that, and I've been using it a lot in the morning, and I think that I'm a little bit surprised because it's not a really expensive oil, but I think it's been really working well for my skin. So I'm going to, I've only just started using this product, so I'm going to continue to use it some more, and we'll see how far I go with it. And then one of their newer products is the Outset Exfoliating Caffeine Micro Polish. So this is a physical exfoliant, And it supposedly has perlite in it, and they call this a mineral that is naturally spherical in shape to provide gentle exfoliation without abrading the skin. I've used several different physical exfoliating scrubs, and I haven't really liked any of them enough to continue using them. I do like this one a lot though, and I've been using it maybe a couple times a week, and I think it's been really good for my skin. I don't think it's been irritating at all. I think the other ingredients in it have been useful for me. I have also been using it as a hand scrub, and I think it works really well for that, and I really like it. So again, one more product that I think she's done a really good job with. And then the newest product that she has is called the Outset Purifying Blue Clay Mask. You're just supposed to put it on your skin for 10 minutes and then wash it off. And it is quite blue. I put it on actually last night, and I just got this in the mail yesterday because it's brand new. And look how blue that is. So I put it on my skin last night, and then I fell asleep for like 2 hours. And so when I woke up, my skin was quite dry. And so after I washed it off, though, and I put on some moisturizer, my skin felt fine. And I don't know that it was, I think that was too much drying for me, but it didn't seem to do it any harm. It wasn't irritated at all. So I feel really good about this product compared to other kinds of purifying type products that I have used. I think that this one is much gentler and much less annoying to my face. So I feel good about that one too, even though I don't think it's a necessary product for me. Despite the fact that a lot of people are really critical about this line, a lot of people think that because Scarlett Johansson's a celebrity, that it must be that the line is no good and that you're paying a lot of extra money for the name. I don't think that any of that is true. I think that these are all really good products, and actually of all the reviews that I've seen, when people actually try the products, everybody always likes it, and they're like, well, this is, you know, it's nothing that's like really dramatically different, but my skin did well with it, and I wouldn't mind using it again, which is exactly what the line's supposed to be like. So I feel like that this line is one of the more underestimated products at Sephora, and that is worth possibly giving it a try if you get a chance. So now let's talk briefly about another line of products, which is by W3LL People. So they, about a year ago or so, they launched a new line of products of several different kinds of skincare products. And I think that those may just be sold primarily just on their website at this point. But I think that these are high quality products. They're just not really designed for me. I think that they're designed primarily for people who are in maybe their teens and their 20s, and they have problem skin, and that they don't want a lot of moisturizing elements in their products, but that they do want something that's clean and not bad for their skin. So the first two products that we have here are the Revitalizing Dew Snow Mushroom Eye Gel Cream and the Fresh Dew Snow Mushroom Gel Cream Moisturizer. So I just got a little, it's almost like a little sample set of these 4 products. So I just tried all of them a few times each. This one they're creams that don't have much oil in them, so they're not really appropriate for me. They do have niacinamide in them, so they would be good for people with like pore issues or acne type issues. And I think that if I didn't have such dry skin, they would have been better for me. But in general, I think that the ingredient lists are very clean, and that I think that probably most people do fine with them. So this is a shaker jar, and it includes, whoops, look at how much I had get out all over the place. So this has a powder in it that has charcoal in it, and it has other kinds of oil absorbing type of ingredients that you use to clean your face from gunk and remove some of the excess problematic things in it. And I tried this on my face. I don't think it was a problem at all. I think that if I was trying to cleanse my face from whatever kinds of toxicity type things, I think this would be a good choice for it. I just don't usually need things to absorb oil and dirt from my face so much. So I haven't been using this, but I think it could be a good product for many people, especially if you like charcoal type products. And then the last product here, this has an ingredient called cocamidopropyl betaine in it. So this is a surfactant. So it's a little bit bubbly. It's from coconut. EWG rates it as a 5 on when you put it in their build your own rating thing, but then I realized that the 5 is only if you leave it on the skin for an extended period of time, and that they think that it's a lower rating if you use it in a wash like this. It does bubble a little bit. I don't think that kind of thing is very good for my skin, but if you really have a lot of oil that you want to remove, then it might be appropriate. This one does have rose geranium oil in it, so that is a reason why my skin did not like it at all, but I don't think that that's a fault of the product. I think that it's my own problem. So what I think is that this is not really appropriate for me, and it's probably not really appropriate for most people that are over 40. But that if I knew someone who was in their teens or 20s and wanted a really a good product for their skin that would take good care of it, there's an awfully lot of junk on the market, especially if we're talking about a lower price range like this. And that it's very difficult for young people, I think, to try to figure out whether they're having problems with their skin because they just have problems with their skin, or whether or not the reason is because they're using stuff on it that's really bad for it. And I think that it probably is the case that these would be products that might be very good for many people, and so therefore they might be worth trying. So I would be really tempted to get a sample kit like this and give it to people that might be struggling to see if they could benefit from it. So now I'll talk about a couple of other lines that I tried for the first time that I'm less enthusiastic about based on this initial introduction to these brands. The first one is Rose Incorporated. So I bought their foundation, which is like a skin tint, and I really, really like that one. So I thought that that was a good sign. But on the other hand, I got these skincare products, I think is a free gift maybe, and I was a lot less enthusiastic about those. So the first one is it's called Hydration Replenish. And this, I think, is obviously, again, for younger and oilier skin than mine. It has squalene and niacinamide in it, but very little actual oil or moisturizers in it. It also has a whole lot of fragrance ingredients in it, including essential oils, processed fragrance, benzyl alcohol, and then it has rose geranium oil in it, so that alone would keep me from being able to use this product. But in addition to the rose geranium oil, it just has a lot of other stuff in it, and I feel that my skin was annoyed by it, going beyond the rose geranium oil. And then the other product does not have rose geranium oil in it, but it's just a cleanser with a variety of essential oils and processed fragrance. And pointlessly, it has a red artificial coloring in it, so I don't know why people would feel the need to put artificial coloring in a cleanser. That's a lot different than putting it in makeup when you're actually serving a function. You know, I have found in a lot of cases that as long as we're not talking rose geranium oil, that if a cleanser has a lot of essential oils or natural fragrance in it, that my skin usually does okay with it because it's all washed off. In this case, I felt that even after the product was washed off, it left kind of a sticky feeling on my skin, and that it continued to be increasingly annoying to my skin until I had to rewash my face. So maybe that's from the squalane. Maybe it left a residue, but in any case, I did not feel very happy about this product. So I'm not sure that skincare products are the strong suit for Rose Incorporated. And then a group of products that I dislike even more are these two products, which are from Youth to the People. So there's a Kale and Green Spinach Vitamin Superfood Cleanser. And there also is Kale plus Spinach Hyaluronic Acid. And I purchased these as well as a number of other Youth to the People products really early on when I wasn't really sure what I was doing and was buying all kinds of things just to experiment with them. So if I had looked at the ingredient list now, I would have become convinced that this was probably not a product that was worth buying because it has a lot of different ingredients in it, you know, both processed natural fragrances as well as just a bunch of other chemical type ingredients. So I at the time I was thinking, well, maybe those are okay because this is Clean at Sephora. Well, you know, Clean at Sephora doesn't mean that necessarily it's going to be a good product. I have realized over time there's a lot of products that have been labeled as Clean at Sephora that are still problematic for me and that I think are problematic for many other people. This brand was started in 2015 with a lot of investment, and then they were purchased by L'Oreal in 2021. And certainly for me, of the products that I have purchased that have been labeled as clean, this is probably the worst one. Which I guess shouldn't really surprise me because I don't think there's probably one product that L'Oreal makes that my skin could tolerate. So if we think that Estee Lauder or Shiseido are bad in terms of insisting that all of their products have problematic ingredients in them, I think L'Oreal is a lot worse. So I have a starter set that has 5 more products from Youth to the People in that I'm kind of afraid to try. Maybe I should try to sell it on eBay, but maybe I should just try to give it a try and see if there's anything in there that's worth it and then do a review. But I was kind of shocked at how much I dislike this line so far. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about some of the products that I have been using recently that I have really, really liked and that have made a really big difference for me. So it's March, and yet there's still a lot of snow out there, and it's still winter seems to keep hanging on, and my furnace keeps going on over and over again, so my skin has continued to be pretty dry. So therefore, products that have really hydrated my skin have made a big difference for me. So the first one is a quite expensive product that seems to me like something I should be able to not have to continue to use in future years. But this is Christina Holly and Marie Veronique Barrier Lipid Complex. So this is almost $100, and it has oils in it that are really high quality. So it has black raspberry, evening primrose, squalane, cranberry seed, prickly pear, sodium hyaluronate. It's a very thick product, and when my skin is really dry, it just really drinks up this stuff. And it feels really, really good, and it smells good. And when I use it, the idea with this is that it's supposed to be to help to improve your skin barrier. But when I use it, I do feel like my skin is in considerably better shape. So you can kind of see here how thick this product is. And so it's kind of gives a luxurious type of feeling, but it absorbs pretty fast. These are really, really high quality oils. I think that most of these oils are sold individually by certain essential oil companies like Eden Botanicals, and that probably if I really focus on it, I can buy organic versions of most of these oils or things that are similar and mix them up into a concoction that I can use next winter for maybe 1/5 or 1/4 of the price. So I do think that this is luxury pricing and that they're making a good margin on it. But on the other hand, I really like this product and I think it's been really good for my skin. And of the things that have really helped my skin over this last gasp of winter, this has been one of my favorites. Now, before I realized that I was really reactive to rose geranium oil, I also bought the Marie Veronique Rejuvenating Night Oil. I was not able to tolerate that. And so, but a couple of months ago, I was putting some lotion on my husband's back, and I thought, well, you know, I could just take some of this and I can add it and soup up the lotion a little bit. And my husband's like, that's supposed to go on your face. Can I put some on my face? And he ended up really liking it. So, and he's been using that ever since and thinks that this has been really helpful for his face. And he rarely uses any kind of cosmetic products or moisturizers or anything like that. So I think that just because a guy doesn't necessarily use very many moisturizers doesn't mean that he wouldn't appreciate one that's really high quality when if he has the chance and if his skin's not in very good shape. So I think that that's a good lesson from this. Whether or not you have to buy this particular one, I don't know. And probably I'll find some other things for him in the future that might be just as good but not quite as expensive. But I do think it's a good product and he really likes it. Now, in my video on night creams for super dry skin, one of the night creams that I brought up was this Jones Road Miracle Cream. And what I said at the time was that this includes essential oils in it and other processed citrus-type fragrances, and that it includes hydrogenated vegetable oil, and this doesn't sound like a really high-quality ingredient to me. And there's other products out there, but I remember from last year it being pretty good for my skin. I guess I'll try to finish it up. So over the past couple weeks, I've been using this almost every night, and it has been really, really good. I had forgotten what a good product this is. The interesting thing about this product is that I think that basically what this hydrogenated vegetable oil concept is, it's sort of like Crisco. So it kind of has the texture of Crisco, which is a really, hopefully it doesn't have cottonseed oil in it or soybean oil in it. But in terms of the consistency, it's very smooth, it's very creamy, it sinks into the skin really well. And in terms of putting on a layer that really protects the skin and makes me wake up thinking, gee, I don't have dry skin anymore, this would be the one. And I think it's more so than any of the other products that I have in my repertoire. And this is another product by Bobbi Brown, who is just really a wizard. And she has really dry skin apparently herself, and she created this skin cream for herself. And she's on the board or something for Augustine's Bauder, which is a very expensive skincare company. And I thought, oh, well, this is just a cream that she created so that she could sell it as a reasonable price as part of her line. No, I think this is a really good cream, especially if it's the middle of winter and you've got really dry skin. So I am just about done with this container of the cream. I don't think I probably need to use it over the summer, but I need to remind myself that next winter, the first thing that I buy has to be this cream, because I think it really makes a difference. And I'm going to continue to rotate it with some of the other creams. And I do still kind of, like some of the other products, including that expensive beauty counter time cream, but this one's really, really good. I'm really impressed with it. Now, the other thing that I tried for the first time are these Farmacy cleansing balms, which are supposed to melt your makeup away. So Farmacy makes several different kinds, and the most well-known one that they make is called Green Clean. So this one has a lot of essential oils in it and processed fragrance like citrus fragrance, things that can be annoying for people. In addition, this product also has a couple of PEGs in it. The PEGs help to remove greasy type cleansers from the skin without a residue. So that's why they're in the Green Clean. And then they also have a version that's called Clearly Clean, which is supposed to be for super sensitive skin. And that one does not have any fragrance in it at all, and it doesn't have those PEGs in it. And then they also have started to create on the website, maybe they sell some of these at Sephora also, but they sell a few products that are flavored like fruit, and that have no essential oils, but that have flavor in them, and that they do have those PEGs in them. So they have this one, which is the peaches one. They have one that's blueberry. They have one that's apple. There's one that's tangerine, I think, and then there's one that's pear. So this one does not have the essential oils, but it does have those PEGs in them. So I tried all of these. So I took a chance and bought this one. And then I got little samples of the other versions. And I definitely like this one with the peaches the most. I think it really worked well in terms of removing my makeup, regardless of how stuck on the makeup seemed, really easily. And it smells really good. It's natural flavor. It's not artificial flavors. And it made my skin feel good. So I'm really, really happy with this, much more so than any cleansing balm that I've used up until now. So I don't know if I need to order another. This is a limited edition, so I don't know if I need to order another one of these right away, or maybe I'll experiment with some of the other flavors of it. But in any case, I'm really enthusiastic based on that product. The Green Clean one, it smells good, but it does have essential oils in it, and it cleans off my face enough that I don't feel like I need to use a second cleanse to get off the residues. But I think that it's better for me just not to put on essential oils at all or limonene, stuff like that, if I have a chance. On this Clearly Clean one, I don't feel like it works as well. So I still think it works pretty well compared to other cleansing balms that I have used, at least as well as some of the others. But I don't feel like it melts away as much. So I almost feel like with that one, I need a second cleanse. So if I had really sensitive skin or was really trying to avoid the PEGs based on a theory that they were bad, then that might be a good idea. But for me, I think I'm going to stick with this version, and I'm really enthusiastic about it, and I almost feel confident enough about it to go buy a bunch more, but we'll see. In any case, I'm really happy to have come across something that's working for me, and I've just had it for a couple weeks, and I've been really happy with it. And I'll show you the formula for it. So it's like this, and it comes with this little scoop to keep it clean. And then we'll put this here. And then the texture is, so it's really easy going, and it just dissolves stuff without any problem at all. And then I just rinse it off, and I haven't needed to use a second cleanse at all. So now let's talk about a few products that I finished off over the past several weeks and whether or not I would purchase them again. This one I have almost finished off. This is the Honest Magic Gel to Milk Makeup Melting Cleanser. And I was using this fairly frequently when I was using moderate amounts of makeup. It didn't do really a good job in terms of removing heavy-duty silicone makeup. I was needing to change to a more heavy-duty oil type cleanser in order to get that off, but it did pretty good with ordinary makeup. I didn't find that I needed to use another cleanser afterwards to remove the traces from my skin. So I was fairly happy with it, but now that I have found that Farmacy version, I'm a little bit less enthusiastic about it, and I'm not sure that I'm going to be buying again. But it is a good product, and it certainly has been clean, and it hasn't annoyed my face at all. Now this is the Honest Moisturizer that I think is a lot like the one from the Outset. So it is called Honest Everyday Radiance Plus C Moisturizer. So it's moderately moisturizing. I think it works really well underneath makeup. It has squalene, it has a macadamia nut derivative in it, it has a few different kinds of sodium hyaluronate in it. It has a fermented ingredient, it has that Saccharomyces fermented ingredient in it, and vitamin C and niacinamide. I finally got Honest to tell me that their squalene is derived from sugarcane. And so if it's derived from sugarcane, that means that they are using bioengineered microbes that are fermenting it into squalane. Again, whether or not that should be considered to be a problem, I don't know. I feel really good about the Honest moisturizers, all of the ones with the squalane that I've tried, so I haven't been really worried about that, but maybe it's better to have an alternative rather than that. I think it's hard to know at this point, but in any case, this is a little bit less expensive than the version from the Outset, but I think in other ways it's quite similar. Now this product from Honest, I have been going through a bottle, I would say, every 6 weeks or 2 months or so. So I use a product like this, a hyaluronic serum, every night and every morning. So I don't always use the Honest ones, but this is really my go-to. It's fairly inexpensive. It's super clean in terms of the ingredient list, and I have felt really good about it. Again, it has that bioengineered hyaluronic acid in it, but it has several different kinds, and I feel like it does a really good job of hydrating my skin and bringing it back into balance. If I don't use a serum like this twice a day, then my skin is in much worse shape, so I'm really motivated to keep going with it and to go through a lot of it. A lot of times I'll just mix this with a face oil and then put this on my face. Now I just finished off a whole bottle of this one. I'm not sure where the empty one went, so I just will show you the new bottle. This is Alpyn Beauty Wild Nettle Niacinamide Firming Serum. So I feel like this is basically the same as that Honest serum in terms of how it feels on my face. It has, again, sodium hyaluronate and squalane in it, but they claim that this version is supposed to also have anti-aging ingredients in it. So they say wild nettle, niacinamide, and rambutan, a plant-based retinol alternative, work in harmony to visibly smooth, plump, and moisturize all skin types, even sensitive. And then it has a bunch of botanical ingredients in it that are, some of them are wild-crafted near Jackson Hole, Wyoming, which is a place where I've been and which is a nice place. It's almost twice as expensive as the Honest one. I don't know if it's more effective in terms of providing anti-aging benefits to my skin than the Honest one. I do think that, I've used so many different kinds of products that it's hard to know whether or not a particular one has been much more helpful than the others. I do feel like all of the products that I've been using in combination have made a big difference in terms of how I've been looking. So I've been really happy about that. But in order to specifically tell you this one is better than the Honest one, I have to really do a controlled experiment that would take quite a while. So I haven't done that. But I have been happy with this product, and I do like the Alpyn Beauty brand in general. So I am going to put this bottle into the rotation, and I may buy more. So this next product is from a company called Annmarie, and this is an all-natural company that is often recommended for people who have really sensitive skin. So I've tried several different products from them. The only one that I really like enough to have repurchased it, it's very, very expensive. They're all really expensive, is what's called the Anti-Aging Facial Oil, Restorative Facial Moisturizer. So basically this has just some basic oils in it. I mean, they're all organic, but sunflower oil, jojoba oil, sesame oil, and then a whole lot of botanical extracts in it. And the reason that I really like this is because of the scent. So I think that it just smells really, really good to me, and that if I use it once or twice a week, I really enjoy that scent. I don't feel like I really need to use it more than that, and I only feel like I need to use a little squirt of it. So I had this bottle, it lasted me the whole year. I think I might have another bottle in reserve that I purchased during a sale. It's kind of a luxury, and I'm really not even sure if it's that good for my face. Maybe I just like the scent of it, but a lot of people do like this line, and I don't know. This is really the only product of theirs that I like. The next product is one that I purchased at the very beginning of my explorations when I was trying to figure out what ingredients might or might not be good for me. So this is the Bare Minerals Skinlongevity Long Life Herb Serum. And I purchased a bunch of skincare products from Bare Minerals, and very few of them were acceptable for my skin at all. A lot of them were really annoying to my skin. And both the night cream and the day cream from the Skinlongevity line were both really annoying to my skin. But for some reason, this serum actually has been really, really good for me. And I was really surprised that for quite a long time, for many months, when I would not use this serum at least once a day, my skin quality would seem to go down dramatically. Now, what they talk about in their descriptions of the product is that it includes this long life herb that is supposed to be helpful for the skin barrier. And maybe that's the case. It also has Saccharomyces ferment in it, and I usually do really, really well with things that have a fermented ingredient like that. So that would be my suspicion that that was probably the key. It was named as Glamour's Best Clean Beauty Anti-Aging Serum in 2021. And on Sephora, it has 3.7K reviews and 4.4 stars. So I'm not the only person that likes it. I gave a sample of it to Ellen, and she now has purchased several bottles of it. So I think that there's something really positive about this, even though I'm not that crazy about certainly any of the other skincare or really the cosmetics from the Bare Minerals line in general. Bare Minerals for a time was owned by Shiseido, and it has now been sold by Shiseido to a private group. Their sister company, Laura Mercier, seems to be coming out with cleaner products, so maybe that's the case with Bare Minerals now too. So I should take another look at their website and see if there's anything on it that would be good. But in general, this is the one product from Bare Minerals that I like, and I've got a few more bottles of this, and I continue to use it, a little squirt of it, not usually much more than that, every day. And so I go through a bottle of it every few months, and I still really think that it might be doing something. After I finally run out, maybe I'll have to reassess and look how my skin is doing without it. But so far it's been surprisingly a good product for me. Now, this is one of the more popular products from 100% Pure, and this is called the 100% Pure Coffee Bean Caffeine Eye Cream. So it's supposed to be an eye cream, but it comes in a whole ounce container, and it's $30. So I think that this is a pretty good value as eye creams go, and it's actually a good enough value that I felt able to use it on my whole face. The caffeine in it makes it a depuffing agent for the eyes, but I think it also has some depuffing agency for the entire face, and sometimes my face does get kind of puffy. So I think it's been a good thing for that. When I first got it, it smelled amazing to me. It smells like a vanilla coffee latte. So it has real vanilla and real coffee in it, and I really felt that it was really appealing to me in terms of just putting it on kind of as a special treat. However, it only lasts for 6 months, and I've had this for about a year, and after 9 or 10 months, it did start to not smell as good to me. There is a good reason to buy it. I mean, it doesn't have any preservatives in it. It doesn't have anything in it at all that's not natural. So if that's what you're looking for, then this could be a good option. And I do think it was helpful for my skin. But I would advise using it up pretty fast. And I'm not sure that it's a good idea to buy this in the store because I wouldn't be sure how long it had been sitting in the retail channel. Whereas I purchased it directly from the company, and I think that it was okay when I received it, and it was not spoiled then. So maybe they keep a good, I would think that if you have products that don't have any preservatives in them, you need to really keep your inventory in good shape and not try to sell stuff that's really old. Now, this beaten up product, this is the Evanhealy Whipped Shea Butter for lips. So I'm not in general that much of a fan of Evanhealy. I think that their ingredient quality is good, but almost everything that they sell has a lot of essential oils in it. And I'm not that crazy about having a lot of essential oils to begin with, but a lot of the products have the specific essential oils that I don't do well with. So either rose geranium or chamomile seems to be almost as bad for me. That's kind of related to like ragweed allergies, which I also have. So I haven't had a lot of success with very many of the Evanhealy products, but this one I think probably is my favorite lip balm on the market right now, and especially since Vapor went out of business, I feel like it probably is. The reason that this is all beaten up is because my dog, it's also my dog's favorite product. So the only products that I have seen the dog steal are my various wooden pencils, which obviously seems like sticks to him, and this lip balm, this is the second one that he's managed to steal and chew up. He manages to open it, and then he managed to eat some of the product out of it. He's a dog that is very good at distinguishing good food from bad food. So we did a lot of experiments with this, like this when he was younger, and I would give him choices of different kinds of dog foods and human foods. And I think that I'm pretty picky when it comes to being able to figure out what kinds of foods are more likely to have good ingredients and non-toxic ingredients in them, but I think my dog is much better than I am. And he's a big fan of this lip balm, and I am a big fan of it too. So I have another one of this in reserve, and I'm sure I will buy more of them in the future. And I think that $10, considering the size of this product, I think this is a reasonable price. And I like the fact that it has the regular real vanilla flavor in it. I think it really tastes yummy, and I think the quality of the oils in it is really terrific. So I would highly recommend this one. Now, I have been looking to do a video on shampoos and conditioners and to try to find ones that might be both gentle and not have annoying ingredients in them and might be effective. And so I tried a whole bunch of different ones. With this Honest, they didn't have the unscented version in these tiny little bottles, so I bought this one with sweet almond. But I was really impressed with this product, and in general I'm always surprised with Honest, almost always, by how high quality their products are and how reasonably priced they are. I think that's another celebrity brand. That's Jessica Alba, and then another really underrated celebrity brand. And I think that in both of these celebrities, they're both kind of on a mission to to try to sell products that work for their own sensitive skin. So this shampoo, I have really liked it. I think it's both gentle, but it also does a good job of washing out the oil that I put in my hair, which I will talk about next. And I really like both the shampoo and the conditioner. Of the shampoos that I found so far that I like this one. I've been liking the Necessaire shampoo and conditioner. I also like the Aveda Botanical Repair line. That one does have a lot of fragrance in it, but I found it to be an appealing fragrance. And I think that line is the one that Aveda recommends for people with dry hair or more mature hair, and I think that makes sense, and that of all the products that Aveda sells, that's definitely the best one, and it's better than most of the other shampoos that I've found on the market too, although it is a little pricey. One more product that I managed to finish off this month is the RMS Kakadu Evening Beauty Elixir. This was just a half an ounce of this product. I think that in terms of the main ingredients of this product, I can see why it's been really good for my face. My face really does like this product. So it has in it jojoba oil, plum oil, buriti oil. The issue for this that I don't like so much is that it has a really strong herbal smell to it, including a turmeric, so it smells a lot like curry. For me, I don't even like eating curry that much. I eat curry a couple times a year, and that is enough for me. So putting it on my face every night, this is not the most pleasant thing, but I will say that this has been really good for my face, and my face is really, I definitely feel like my face really likes it, and maybe I'd even like the herbs in it. So I'm not saying that the herbs are not serving a function. I'm just saying that for me, it's a disincentive for me to buy it again. I actually have another version of this one. This is their day version, which is called the RMS Beauty Oil. This is basically the same, except that instead of the plum oil, it has rosa canina oil in it. I don't think my skin likes that as much. This also has real vanilla extract in it, which could be a good thing, but mixed with the curry, I feel like it makes it seem even stranger. So I don't know that I'm going to get through this bottle. I had a hard enough time getting through the bottle that I liked better, but I might just put it on my hair. My hair definitely likes this kind of oil a lot. This is a product from Bybi, which sells on Credo, and this is a strawberry, just made from strawberry seeds. And it's made into an oil, and the oil is quite thick and green. And I tried using it on my face. I wasn't that crazy about it. But what I found that it's very nice for is a kind of a supplement for my hand creams. So that if I mix this in with whatever other kind of hand cream I'm using, it makes it penetrate into my skin really well. It's a little bit thick, which is not a bad thing for a hand cream. It smells really good. And I think this half ounce was like $10 or something crazy. And so I've been really happy with this product. I would definitely buy it again. I don't know if they still sell it on Credo. I do still see it on the Bybi website, or I did recently, but it's called the Bybi Strawberry Booster. So I would buy this again. I really like it, and I already have another bottle. In terms of bath soaps, I have in my bathroom the ends of this version, Zum Bar Goat's Milk Soap Tangerine Orange. So I just have the label that the dog chewed up. I really like the Zum Bar thing. So even though I often use other kinds of soaps like Canary Whiskers or whatever, in terms of having a special type of soap with a lot of essential oil in it that actually has a pretty good fragrance, I still like this, and I can get it at the local grocery store. It's a little expensive, but not all that expensive. Now, one more thing that I've been using on a regular basis that I think has made a tremendous difference in my hair is just simply putting basically any kind of decent quality oil in it. and then shampooing it out. So usually I will put this in between half an hour and an hour before I wash my hair. Sometimes it's even less time than that. Occasionally I will put this stuff in my hair and then sleep in it. But really, just putting any kind of oil into my hair and then just letting it soak in has just made a tremendous difference in terms of my aging, kind of frizzy, flyaway hair has become much, much more manageable since I've been doing this. So I think that, like my skin, my hair just is all dried out and needs more oil. So for instance, some of the things that I have put on my hair include Badger Damascus Rose Face Oil, this product, which is called Unscented Moisturizing Bath and Body Oil with various oils in it. I got this argan oil with lavender in it from Skinlongevity. I didn't really like putting this on my face, but for my hair, of course, argan oil is terrific. I had this leftover CBD oil that seemed like it had been sitting around too long to be using, but it has coconut oil in it, so I used that. In terms of actually buying a hair oil that works like this, I kind of like this Bondi Boost Elixir hair oil, which is sold on Sephora. So I think this has been nice. I don't even know if it's been nicer than the other stray oils that I've just been trying to get rid of around the house. Some of the body oils that I've been using have been good. And then usually what I will do is I will take this Honest Beauty Elevated Hydration Mist, which I don't really like hydration mists, and also this one has rose geranium in it. But I just mix it in my palm with the oil and then just spread that in my hair. And I think that the sodium hyaluronate and other ingredients in this, it adds extra positive benefits to my hair. So I haven't heard very many people talk about this, but I think that for me, this has probably been the best thing that I've ever done for my hair. And especially now that I'm getting older and my hair is even more dry than usual, I think it's made a tremendous difference. Here's a product that I managed to get rid of after 2 years after I purchased it. So at the beginning, when I was just starting out this journey, I bought a lot of stuff from Aveda because I was getting my hair cut there, and I thought, oh, it's a natural place and it should be okay. This is a serum that's supposed to be firming. It has bakuchiol in it. I used it on my face for a while. I thought it was somewhat helpful for my face, but then I found things that were less annoying but equally helpful. So I ended up using this on my décolletage mostly, and I think that it was okay for there. At least it didn't annoy so much. But I would not buy any more skincare products from Aveda again, except maybe they make one cream cleanser that's supposed to be for delicate skin. That's pretty expensive, but that I have liked that one. But other than that, I wouldn't buy anything else from Aveda, and I've tried a lot of stuff from them. So here's a few more products that I managed to accumulate that have rose geranium oil in them that I am going to send along to my friend Ellen, and maybe we can get her to give us a report on this. A lot of people asked me to review Pacifica products and said that they really liked them. Pacifica is a moderately priced, mostly natural brand that's sold at Ulta. So I looked on the website and I found this product, which is called Dreamy Youth Day and Night Face Cream. And it looked like the ingredients were okay to me. The last ingredient was listed as being just geranium oil. So I'm like, okay, my skin doesn't mind regular geranium oil. But when I got this box, the product actually annoyed it. And then when I read the ingredients list again, it actually has rose geranium oil as the last ingredient, even though it doesn't say on either the Ulta site or the Pacifica site that it's actually rose geranium oil. So I think it's too much trouble to take this back. So we'll just see if Ellen likes it. I think that other than the rose geranium oil, it looks like the ingredient, if you don't mind some other essential oils, I think the ingredient looks pretty good. And I would be interested if you have any Pacifica products that you have really liked to let me know what those are. And I will try to pick up some of them because some people do seem to like Pacifica. So I'd like to give them a try. This is a very expensive night cream. This is more like a sample size of it. But this is from Audacity. It's sold by Credo. And this is one of the many face scrubs that I tried that I didn't like as much as the Outset. In this case, it has rose geranium oil in it, so there's a good reason for me not to like it. This is the Mineral Fusion Skin Renewing Face Scrub. At some point, maybe I've tried enough Mineral Fusion products that I probably should do an overall line review, but I might as well send this one along because there's no way I'm going to use it since it has the rose geranium oil in it. So today was a cloudy day to begin with, and now it's getting to be closer to dusk, so I'm going to try to go through the rest of these items that have not worked out for me that I'm going to be sending along really quickly, just as sort of a declutter video. The first one is a product from the company Pai, which is called The Impossible Glow, which is a highlighter, a liquid highlighter in the color rose gold. And I did not like this product at all. It's sold at Credo, and I don't see anything in the ingredient list that necessarily looks like it's going to be problematic, except that it has algae in it, and I wonder if the algae could be contaminated with cyanobacteria. I know that Ellen likes this Birkenstock hand cream, or there's also a foot cream. I have found that I don't dislike the natural fragrance in it, that it's kind of more irritating to my hands than I would like it. This Tatcha Camellia Cleansing Oil, this again has a fragrance listed, but it's supposed to be natural fragrance. But again, my skin doesn't seem to be that crazy about it. I've tried most of the Mad Hippie products, and I've liked almost all of them. I especially like the vitamin C night cream, and I especially like their cleansing cream, to the point that they're among my favorite products in those categories. But this Mad Hippie face cream that looks like this was actually really irritating to me. And then I had someone else that I know who also has a history of mold illness tell me that this product was annoying to her. And I looked on the website and I did see some negative reviews. So I don't know why this product is problematic. I don't see ingredients that seem problematic. And I don't know why they keep selling something that's problematic when people keep complaining about it. Another hand cream that I think is high quality, but that has fragrance in it that I have found to be a little bit annoying to my hands that I don't intend to use, is this Weleda Hydrating Hand Cream, so I'm going to pass that on. Now Glossier, I talked in my Glossier video about all of the skincare products from them that I had tried. In terms of the Milky Jelly Cleanser, I think that this is certainly not appropriate for my really dry skin, and I think it was just also a little bit irritating. And then they also have this Priming Moisturizer Rich, and I have a few samples of the other kinds of moisturizers. I don't think there's anything wrong with these moisturizers. I just feel like my skin needs so much moisture, and it really needs high quality moisturizer, that I'm just kind of disinclined to use. So I'm going to pass that along. Here are two products from Honest that I talked about in my hand cream video, and I found that both of these seemed like they were very mildly irritating to my hands, so I'm not interested in those. They're both supposed to be for eczema, and they both are supposed to have oatmeal in them. I wonder if the oatmeal could be contaminated with glyphosate. This is a Smashbox primer, which is called Primerizer Hydrating Primer. I thought based on the ingredients that I might be able to use this, and I just got this little sample, but it didn't work for me. I got this tiny little sample. I'm sure I didn't pay for this because this has a terrible ingredient list, and it's called First Aid Beauty Eye Duty Niacinamide Brightening Cream, and it was really, really bad for my eyes, and I kind of feel bad passing it on. Maybe I should just throw that one away. This is again, last year I bought from Origins, which is part of Estee Lauder, a little gift set of a bunch of different minis to see if I could, if I would like any of them. Origins has been around since the 1990s, and I think they have changed very few of their formulas since the 1990s. And my experience with this is that all of the products were mildly annoying to me, so I'm not going to be buying anything else from Origins again unless I really feel like they've changed the whole line. And then finally, here on YouTube or also on TikTok, there are certain dermatologists who try to insist that products that are like Vanicream and CeraVe and Cetaphil are just as good as anything else on the market, and that people who have sensitive skin that should be using these. So I've heard this enough times that I gave many of these products a try. So here's a bunch that I purchased, and throw this in that box. And then here's a bunch of other ones that I purchased. I have not liked any of these products. I don't feel like they've been very good for my skin. In some cases, they've been actively quite irritating to my skin, and other times they just don't seem like they're very good for my skin. Some of these products, particularly the ones with parabens in them, have felt like they're something that I just should not intuitively be using based on sort of how they felt to me. Some of them tasted like they were really yucky to me, so I definitely wouldn't want to use them for that reason. So all in all, I just don't see that these are good products for me. Anyway, maybe other people are okay with them. If I were going to pick out one from this lineup, this one from CeraVe, called CeraVe PM Facial Moisturizing Lotion. This one seems slightly better than the others, but in general, I just don't want to be using these products, and so I think that I'm done with these kinds of products, and I'm not going to buy any anymore, and maybe I'll either throw these away or give them to somebody, because I don't intend to use them myself, and I don't think that most of the other people that I know want to use them either. Okay, thank you very much for watching all the way to the end of the video. And if you have any suggestions for other kinds of skincare products that you would like for me to discuss in this channel, then please let me know and I will try to seek those out. If you've enjoyed this video, then please subscribe to my channel. And thank you very much for watching. And Coco and I love you very much. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Mwah. All right, let's go for a walk now. Whoops. Bye.